Okay, so these are the requirements. Yes.
Mr. Fofana, please come again. You said when the NPV is.
When the NPV.
But if you take.
Yes.
Yeah.
When the.
If you take the 280, you subtract the how to call it, the present value you have, you will have a negative figure. But if at all you add them, then you subtract the 280 from it, then you have a positive figure. So what do we normally do? We add them, then subtract them.
Yes. Let me just project this. I think I'll just assuming too much. Okay, fine. Let me just go back to it. Okay, we'll go back to it anyway. I'll show you before we proceed with this question. So, is it okay now? You've all got this question, Treco company?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, you've got the requirement as well, yeah? Calculate the net present value of buying the machine and comment on your findings. Calculate the before tax return using ARR, and then discuss IRR. Okay, so Mari, I'll come to your answer. Let me go back.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Right. So when you look at this, actually I automate this using Excel, so that's why automatically it came to this answer. But what you should do is if you are using calculator, so you should say total PV means present value of inflows, total present value of inflows. So let's do the total here. You know, these are the inflows. That means the positive cash flows are all inflows. So from year 1 up to year 4 are all inflows. But it doesn't have to be. There, in some situation, some of your years may have an outflow, you know, even though so it doesn't mean that the outflow happens only in year 1. In this case, it's only in year 0. It's only in year 0. That's the initial outlay. That is an outflow. The rest are inflows. Okay, so what you should do is you calculate the total present value of your inflows. So that will be all these ones, isn't it? So we say we find the sum of them. It will be this up to here. We close our brackets. Okay, so that's 313,580. So we do a total present value of our outflow. So I'll just change this to out. Total present value of outflows. Okay, so that one is only the 280,000, isn't it? So we do our 280, 1, 2, 3. So we find our NPV. Our NPV is the difference between the inflow and the outflow. That's 3,580. That's the same as this.
Okay, Mr. Fofana.
Yes.
If in between we have any other negative figure, like year 3, if 84,000 was a negative figure,
yes,
then we will have added to the outflow, right?
Exactly.
All the positive figures are inflow, but all the negative figures are outflow.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
And it doesn't mean that the outflow will only appear in the first year. It can appear any year. Okay? Even the inflow sometimes can appear in the first year.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Okay, so now let's go to our Teco Limited. Is Boris Johnson trying to congratulate Biden or what? At Joe Biden. Congratulations to Joe Biden. You see, Rosa, you have made my day on his election as President of the United States of America. And Kamala Harris, that's Boris congratulated Biden. You know, these people, sometimes they can be highly hypocritical. 2 days ago, in their parliament, in the British parliament, they were asking them about Trump and Biden, who is going to be a better US president for UK. They were trying to side with Trump. Now look at it. Biden has just won, and then they are sending you a congratulatory message. This Western politics is just...
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Fu.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, Danso Musa.
Yes. Did you send the Excel? Did you send the Excel sheet for yesterday class?
Yes, I did. I downloaded. I downloaded it.
Okay. But not in the WhatsApp group. Google Drive, huh?
I don't know. I think I did that. Okay, I'll check. In case it's not done, I'll check.
Okay, I haven't seen it. Okay, I'll check.
Yeah. Okay, I'll check. If it is not done, then I'll send it. Yeah, that's not a problem. Okay, so let's go. We're going to open a new worksheet. We're going to open a new worksheet and call it Treco Company. Please, let's do this quickly. This is going to take us time. The question is a bit long. Treco Company. Okay, so Treco Company. When it is Q2, in the next 15 minutes, we're going to have 15 minutes break so that people who want to take pray Maghrib, they can pray Maghrib. We come back at 7 and we continue. So we're going to finish this question and then do one question on IRR, and then that will be the end of it. Okay? So if you bear with us, maybe we won't be here for more than an hour. Okay? And then that will be it. So we have a pilot paper, ACCA F9 pilot paper question on investment appraisal. It's a mixture of NPV analysis, a mixture of ARR, and a mixture of IRR. So this is why I was telling you, you can never have a question on especially subjects like on topics like payback period or ARR on their own. They can mix it with other questions. Okay, so usual examiners love mixing various topics in one question, mix and match. They usually like that. Okay, so get ready. So I just do the name here, Treco Company. Okay, so let's read the question. Please, everybody, let's read the question. Treco Company plans to buy a new machine to meet expected demand for a new product T. This machine will cost $250,000 and last for 4 years. At the end of which time, it will be sold for $5,000. Treco Company expects demand for the product T to be as follows. Year and then demand in units, the sales demand, year 1 to year 4. The selling price for product T is expected to be $12 per unit, and the variable cost of production is expected to be 7.8 per unit. Incremental annual fixed production overheads of $25,000 per year will be incurred. Selling price and costs are all in current terms, in current price terms. Selling price and costs are expected to increase as follows. Selling price of product T, 3% per year, variable cost 4%, fixed production overhead 6%. Order information. Treco Company has a real cost of capital of 5.7 and pays tax at an annual rate of 30%, 1 year in arrears. It claimed capital allowances on a 25% reducing balance basis. General inflation is expected to be 5% per year. Treco Company has a target return on capital employed of 20%. Depreciation is charged on a straight line basis over the life of the asset. A, calculate the net present value of buying the new machine and comment on your findings. Work to the nearest 1,000. Calculate the before tax return on capital employed, that is the accounting rate of return. And I was telling you about the ROCE, it's the same as ARR, based on the average investment, and comment on your findings. Okay, you've been told which method to use is average investment. Discuss the strengths and weakness of internal rate of return in appraising capital investments. Okay, so this is the question. So the first thing we do is first things first. Let's do our format. Let's do our format for our answer, and then we'll create a sheet for our workings. Okay? So the point A is requiring us to calculate the net present value of Traco company. So I'll just say the heading as NPV analysis. Okay, NPV analysis. That's enough for the heading. Okay. Now, if you look at this question, it has touched on a lot of different things. It's talking about an initial investment of 250,000. Okay, that initial investment is what? Acquiring a machine. Is that the case? Okay. By using this machine, the company is going to produce a product called product T, and is going to have the following sales demand in the future. And then you are given the selling price for those. Okay? And you were told that in the future, selling price is going to increase by 3%, variable cost is going to increase by 4%, fixed production overhead is going to increase by 6%. Okay? And you've been given various rates. That will be your cost of capital calculation. Okay? Do you understand the question? And you've been told that the capital allowance is on a 25% reducing balance. Okay? So have you done capital allowances before? I think you should have done them in your tax class. Capital allowances. Class, are you with me? You did it. Good. You did.
Yes, we did it.
You can do it again, if you don't mind.
Yes, we'll do it again. We'll definitely do it.
Thank you.
So, those who remember it, what are capital allowances? What are called capital allowances? These things are really very important for our profession. If you want to be an accountant, you must know tax. So what are capital allowances? All of you have forgotten it? You want to forget?
Mr. Governor,
Yes.
capital allowance is the reductions given for the purchase of fixed assets.
Okay, reduction given for the purchase of fixed assets. What do you mean? Reduction given by who?
By the tax authorities.
Okay, good. Good. That's a good one. Just to throw more light on that, what capital allowances does is capital allowances are the same as depreciation. Okay, you know, depreciation, I was telling you in previous classes, they are notional costs. Okay, because they are notional costs, they can be subjected to a lot of interpretation. You know, I was telling you about the accountants, how we prepare our financial statement. Some could deliberately inflate their depreciation so that their profit can reduce drastically, and then they will pay less tax. You know, some people do that. Okay, if you have very high depreciation rate, that means your depreciation is going to be very high. So if your depreciation is high, what's going to happen to your profit? Your profit will be low because to arrive at your profit, you deduct depreciation. So because of that, the taxman don't allow depreciation. It doesn't allow depreciation. So if you take your financial statement to them, for the sake of submitting for payment of tax, they will add back your depreciation. If you have deducted depreciation from your financial statement, they will add it back. So when they add it back, instead they will give you an allowance, which is called capital allowance. Okay, so they'll give you, instead of your depreciation, they will say, okay, we'll give you this, but your own depreciation, we are not going to accept it because we don't know what you have done with it. You understand? So depreciation can be manipulated in many ways. You could increase the rate of depreciation. You could, how to call it, inflate it by, depreciating, a huge chunk of an asset in earlier periods, compared to, later periods, and so on and so forth. Okay, so because of that, the tax man don't accept depreciation, but instead it gives capital allowances. Okay, so what we'll do is let's have break for 15 minutes or so, so that we can say our prayers. It's almost Maghrib time. Then let's come back at 5 minutes to 7, because I think Maghrib now is around 6:45. Okay, so we pray and then come back at 5 minutes to 7. So please don't go away. You could just hook on the radio and then pray, and then we come back. Because today is walk to finish. WTF, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Shall we start? Hello.
Hi, Mr. Fofana.
Yes, Mari. I think we can continue.
Welcome back.
Yes. Thank you. I think we can continue, yeah? Okay.
Yes, I think
So Fofana, we can continue. We prayed and hope that the military exams will be easy and we all pass, inshallah.
Okay, Bintu, that's a good prayer, inshallah. I will also pray for you, yeah? You'll be fine, inshallah. No problem. Okay. So right, now I think we can go ahead so we can finish this. So let's do our format. Let's do our format. So it looks like the asset we're going to buy is a machine. The machine is going to last for 4 years, and at the end of week, it's going to be sold for scrap. Okay, so that means there should be a depreciation here, but because we need it for tax purposes, the tax man is not going to allow us to do depreciation, but instead we will calculate capital allowance. So you put that at the back of your mind. So if you are going to calculate capital allowance and you are going to pay tax, from your tax, notes, from what you've learned in tax, is that tax is always paid in arrears, isn't it? What that means is the profit this year, tax is not paid on it unless and until the following year. For example, if you trade for 2019, the corporation tax will be paid in 2020. If you trade in 2020, the corporation tax will be paid in 2021. So that's sorry, if you trade in 2020, yeah, the corporation tax will be paid in 2021. So that's why we say tax is not paid in advance, but is paid in arrears. So because of that, we should include 5 years, the 4 years of our useful life, and the 5th year when we're going to do our tax payment. Okay, so that nobody asks me, well, why should we have 5 years when the asset has a useful life of only 4 years? Okay, right. So we're going to continue. This class is very, very important because I already told you that there will be a question which will come on this topic. So that means already you are looking at an examination, at least one type of examination question that may come. Well, not may come, but will be coming, inshallah. Okay, so we have the year. If it doesn't come, I hope you are going to hold me responsible. So here we'll have year 1, year 2. So the same thing, if we want other years, we highlight the first 2 and then we move. So up to year 5. And I hope we all know why we are doing year 5. So we do our dollar sign. We do our dollar sign. 00.
Sorry, Mr. Fofana.
Yes.
Can you please come again on why do we have year 5? Please?
Yes. Why we have year 5, the reason is tax is always paid in arrears. For example, this machine is supposed to be depreciated over 4 years. That means it will have a useful life of 4. But then the final year, the 4th year, the tax will not be paid until the following year. Okay? So that's why.
Oh, okay. I get it. Thank you.
Good. Right. So we're going to have $1, 2, 3. Yeah. So because we have been told in the question that we should express them into 3 decimal places. So we just copy and we paste on all this, paste. Okay, so we make sure we align our numbers to the right, as always. Okay, should always be aligned to the right. Okay, so what is our first thing that should come into our table? The revenue. Okay, and what is our revenue? The revenue will be our sales. We've been told that sales, we've been given the information on sales demand. So we'll have sales, and I'll call it working 1. So I'll put working 1. So what I'm going to do is, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to come down to say, from here, I have to do my workings. I'll start my workings from here. So I'll say W1. Are you following? Because we have to calculate our sales figure. Okay. So our W1 actually will be our rates. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, please. If you have any issues, always bring my attention to it. So the selling price increment. So this will be W1 will be increment rates. Increment rates. The increment rates we've been given in the question, isn't it? The selling price, I'll just abbreviate it. SP is going to go up by what? 3%. Can you see? It's going to go up by 3%. So I'm going to 3% is the same as 1.03. Okay, do you know that? 3%, if something is going to go up by 3%, that means you multiply by 1.03, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Good, right. So variable cost, VC, variable cost is supposed to go up by 4% per annum. So that means we're going to multiply by 1 point. 1 point. 1.0?
1.04.
04. Excellent. And the fixed production overheads, FO, I just call it the fixed overhead, is going to go up by 6%. So that means we have to multiply by 1.06.
1.04.
Okay, 1.03, 1.04, and 1.06. Okay, so our working 2 will be our sales demand. Okay, so sorry, our sales value. So our sales will be our working 2. So first we start with the demand, yeah? We start with the sales demand. Okay, so sales demand for each of the years, we have year 1, year 2. So I just do year 2, year 1, 2. Then I just grab it to year 5. Okay, here year 5 is not necessary because year 5 is only for tax purposes. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So the sales demand is in units. The first one is 35,000. The second year is 40,000. The third year is 50,000. And the fourth year is 25,000. Yes, sorry.
Before we go further, this selling price on the question is how to call it? It's 3%.
Yes. That's the
It's
increment.
3% per year.
That's the increment, yes.
Okay, 3% is the increment.
Yes, that means every year is going to go up by 3%.
Okay, so but here we have in like 1.03.
Yes. If something is going to go up by 3%, let's say a selling price of $20. If it go up by 3%, you multiply by 3%, and then you add 100%. You add it to that amount. So that's the same as multiplying it by
100% plus 3. That would give you 1.0.
Who's talking?
Sorry.
Okay. So let's put it that way. So if you're going to increase by a percentage, it's the same as, for example, if it is going to go up by 3%, you're going to multiply by 3%.
Yes.
Okay. Let's say a number is supposed to, let's just put it in the practical. Let's say a selling price of 550. 50 is the selling price. And let's say it's supposed to go up by 7%. If it is going to go up by 7% in the previous year, so what are you going to do? Are you going to multiply this 50 by 7% plus 50? Whatever you have plus 50.
Plus 50, yes.
Yeah. So that is the same as multiplying by 7 plus 100. So multiplied by 100 plus 100 is the same as 107 over 100. 107 over 100 is the same as 1.07. So when you multiply a number, when a particular number increases by a percentage, okay, to find the increase straight away, you multiply, you take the percentage plus 100 divided by 100, which gives you 1 point something of that percentage. So that when you multiply by that number, you get the percentage straight. You get the amount straight. Do you understand, Mama?
Oh, okay, yeah, I got it now. I got it. It's like 100% plus 3%, then you divide it by, and that's how you get 1.03.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I'm not inviting you to my juice, actually. I'm losing a lot of energy, so I have to drink. Too bad. Okay, fine. Right. So far, so good. So the demand is this. I'm going to take it into, where is Roger? Is he still praying or he is out of network?
Right here, sir.
Right here. Okay, fine. Okay. So we have our sales demand. We have our sales demand of 35,000, 40,000, and so on and so forth. And our selling price. What is our selling price? Our selling price is what, according to the question?
$12 per unit.
Per unit. And this $12 is it referring to year one? Is it selling price in year one or selling price in year two, or is it referring to selling price now?
It's selling price now.
Exactly.
And then each year it will increase by 3%.
There you go. In fact, it has been said in the question. It said selling price and costs are all in current price terms. It has been given in the question. Okay? So now what we do is let's find our sales value. Let's find our sales value. But before we find our sales value, let's find our selling price for each of them. So selling price. Okay, so our selling price for year 0 is 12. So what will be our selling price for year one?
Our selling price of year
It will 1.03.
It will be 12.
It will be 13.0.
Okay, it will be 12 multiplied by how to call it this
1.03.
1.03.
1.03.
Okay. That's it. So that's 12.36. Okay. So now, what about the following year? The following year is going to be this same increment.
12.36 by
This same increment
by 1.03.
multiplied by the previous one. Okay. So that will give us 12.73. We'll take it to 2 decimal place. Okay. Now I think we can replicate. So let's replicate. Okay. For if we replicate, we're trying to copy to the others, but if we copy, we have 0. If we copy, we have 0. What's the problem with us?
If I've not forgotten, I think we need to make it absolute.
Okay, good. We need to make the increment rate absolute because it's not going to change with any of them. Excellent. Okay. So from here, so the first one we know is going to be the price at year 0, okay, multiplied by the price at year 0 multiplied by the increment rate, which is 1.03. Okay, so from year 2 onwards, it will be the previous year, the previous year's rate multiplied by the increment. And since the increment is going to remain the same, so once we click on the 1.03, we make it absolute, just like Hadi said. How do you make it absolute? By prefixing the cell reference with $sign, okay, $2 sign. So how do you do that? Once you click on this, you press your F4 key. So for some of your keyboards that have got FN key, to get your F4 key, you have to press FN key and hold it, and at the same time, press F4. Okay, and you enter. So once you enter, now you can replicate. It's going to work for all of them. Okay, so 12.73, 13.11, and 13.51. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, it is clear.
Right. Okay. Okay, so let's move. So now what we need to calculate is our sales price in dollars. So our sales in dollars, okay? So it will be our demand multiplied by our selling price. Then we just replicate easily. So this one, we can just take it to 0 DP. So we do our number formatting and take it to 0 DP. Okay, is it clear? So it should be 436,600, 432,600, 509,232, 655, 337,653.
Mr. Kofana,
Yes.
the last one, year Oh, I got 13.50, but I'm seeing 13.51.
Yeah, yes. So you use the 13.11. The
Yes,
previous, the one before that, you got 13.11, yeah?
yes.
Okay. If you use that and you multiply by 1.03, it should give you 13.51.
No, it's 13.50.
You have 13.50. You took
Yes.
it to two decimal place. You took it to
Yeah,
two decimal place.
as you are putting the answers, that's how I'm taking it. Unless, if I told you didn't take it to two decimal places, probably that one you will have, like, for 13.11, you have 13.11, 3.19. If you multiply that by the amount, then you will have, if you did not take it to two decimal places, you take it straight, you multiply it straight by the amount, then you will have 13.51. But all this other one, we multiply them by two decimal places. So why did we use the whole figure in the third year? If we use the whole figure in the other previous years, I think we will have a different answer.
Okay.
I'm not what
Because
I think so.
mine, what I did was the first one. The fourth one is how to call it? 12 multiplied by C21. C21 is 1.03. Okay. Then afterwards, then I use C27, which is the result that I had previously, multiplied by 1.03. Have you done that?
The results I have, okay.
Have you done that? So that means what you have in C27.
It's like I should not use, I can, on the writing, I can put the two decimal places. But then
Yes.
on
So
the
what you should do is you should use the cell reference for C27 and you multiply it by C21.
Okay.
Mr. Fofana,
Yes.
what if you are multiplying it direct? Because when you multiply direct for year 2, you will not get that the 509.509232.
Yes. Yes.
You'll get less than that.
You'll get less than that. That's true. You'll get 509,200.
Yes, that's
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is if you take the
200,
40,000 multiplied by the 12.73.
Yes.
Yes. So we can do it that way. That's the way you're going to do it with the calculator. But this time, this one is like we're taking it to, just like the previous question, we've taken it to two decimal place. But inside here, it is not two decimal place.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? We've just rounded it, but in actual sense, look at this. Look at this. Okay,
Yes.
it's 12.7308.
Yes.
So it's not two decimal place. So that's why it's good. Actually, when you have these differences, it doesn't matter. Actually, you still, what is important is the method you follow. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. So you can either take that. So we can take this one because for me it's faster to just apply the formula. So I could equally use 12.73 multiplied by the 40,000, which will give me exactly 509,200. I'll just use that as you're going to do it on the calculator. Then I'll say equals 13.11 multiplied by 50,000. So that will give me nice rounded figures. So equals 13.51. 13.51 multiplied by this. Okay. So that will give you your 337,750. Okay. So now we've got our sales. So we can easily come here and plug it here. So they want us to take it to nearest 1,000. So what you will do is you say equals, you bring this and you divide by 1,000. Okay, and you enter. Then you do it for the rest of the 4 years. But you should not round it to 2 decimal place, but you round it to 0 decimal. So I have 433, 509, 656, and 338. Okay. So what you do is after calculating your sales figures here, as we have done here, okay. After calculating your sales figures here, we bring them here. When we are bringing them here, they should be in their thousands. So that's why we divided them by 1,000 so that we can have this. So once you divide by 1,000, you take it to 0 decimal place, then you'll have nice rounded figures like this. Is that clear?
Yeah, Mr. Fufana. And if you're working it on a paper right now, you can like take the junior school method of rounding up approximately to 1,000. So the first number after the comma, that's what you will consider. If it's more than 5 or 5, then you add 1 to the next number, and then that's how. If it's less, then you maintain 0.
Very good, very good. If you are going to work it on paper. So that means this one that says 432 easily, you know that 432 600. So it's more than 5. If it is 5
you
and more, then you just add the other.
Add 1.
So this is 433. 509. The one that follows is less than 5, then it's 509 only. Exactly. Yeah. So that's it. Okay. I like it, the junior school way of doing it, huh?